You know how sometimes when you're driving you don't want to be like at the front of traffic, you'd rather just follow the traffic, let someone else set the pace. That's kind of how I feel about my makeup today. So let's recreate a Vogue Beauty Secrets video. I haven't done this in ages, and the one we're picking today I actually wrote a little note about back when I saw it uploaded a few months ago.
Hello Vogue, I am Nicola Coughlan and I'm going to tell you my beauty secrets.
Because she is literally stunning, and also I feel like her makeup is simple and something I don't normally go for. Let me know which video I should recreate next. It could be a YouTube video, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Maybe I'll do something like crazy hectic and creative next. I've not yet actually looked at the products she used. I've just seen like the look in the thumbnail, so we're gonna go in completely blind and I'm just gonna do what I can to recreate her look using what I've got at home. Let me finish my hair and we'll get started. I'm gonna have to sit over here because the sun's being super hectic and bright. Right, so all I've got on right now is a bit of serum from earlier and fake tan on top of that. I've got a new fake tan on developing because in my last video I felt disgusting. Not because of no fake tan, although I had no fake tan on, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, I did a first impression on this. I'll link it below if you want the tea, if you care about my opinion, if you trust my opinion. Everyone's got different opinions, but that was my one. It has been a hot minute since I've done a video like this, and to be honest, I'm very excited. These always inspire me. I often find new ways of application, new little tips and tricks I haven't thought about before, and it just kind of breaks me out of my rut when it comes to makeup. I've just been feeling like not really in a rut. Like I've actually loved a lot of the makeup looks I've done on my channel recently, but just in general lately I've just been feeling a bit like meh. And so I think it's a nice healthy way to just like reset, you know, is by feeling inspired by other people.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my new face. I've scratched my face already, oh my god.
Well, I don't have this new face thing, but have any of you guys tried it? Is it worth? Because they're expensive, right? I'm literally looking it up right now. Because there's also one on Yes Style that I was looking at that looks amazing. This one's $220, the one she's using. And it's supposed to like literally lift everything. So it kind of sounds amazing, but are they safe? I had one of those like rolly ones, but I literally have no idea where it is right now. I just searched all through my room and I can't find it.
This is the side of my face that I sleep on, and you can really tell. I met a friend recently at the pub and she was like, I'm a back sleeper. And I was like, okay, isn't that good? And she was like, no, because I went to a facialist. You know, all your skin is, everything's going to the back. And I'm like, oh my god, can women live?
Honestly, I need my hair clipped down to my face to do skincare. She's about to use an ordinary serum, like a hyaluronic one. I'm gonna use this Tier Niacinamide serum. It's also got retinol in it, which normally I apply at night time, but it's just what I have on hand right now. But I just want something on my skin so that I can do a little facial massage. And to be honest, I need to do facial massage way more often than I do because I notice such a big difference when it comes to just like the puffy appearance of my skin. I hold a lot of water all over my body, but my face, like I will depuff as the day goes on, but doing this really does help. But yeah, let me know if any of you guys have tried out that one she's using. And if you see weird lines like that, it's fake tan, like the Color Guard. I'm using a Bondi Sands one today. These are really good when you put them in the fridge too, because it like wakes you up in the morning. Instant dopamine.
Alright, so I'm going to use some serum next. I have really, really thirsty skin. My boss was like, you need to start using eye cream and you need to start moisturizing your neck. And I was like, okay girl. And I started it then, but I was like an anomaly amongst my friends that I did that.
Since she loves moisture, I'm going to do a bit more moisture with this, and this is one of my favorite moisturizing products, which the caps come off. That lighting, wowee. But that's alright. So this is the Tier Ceramic Milk Ampule. And how do you actually say that word? That's not a normal word that I've heard in my vocab. This is very moisturizing. I'm just going to do a little bit of that on top of the other serum. She actually wiped off in between this step, but I think that's just because she would have been using something with that machine, you know? We don't need to remove what we've got on so far. This gives you like glass skin. It's seriously such a good serum. I'm obsessed with it. It's one of my like current favorites. Oh my god, we've got a cloud.
Just gonna put on a little eye cream because my boss, she was right, you gotta use it. And also they told me that I should only put it on with a ring finger.
Right, eye cream with ring finger. So I'm gonna use the Tier Collagen Lifting Eye Cream because it's what I have on hand. It comes on this little ball which is nice and cooling. Like I said before, it's like instant dopamine. Don't know if that's the right happy hormone, but you know what I mean. Just gotta rub it on with the cold ball just because it feels good. And then I will use my ring finger like she did just to tap it in. And because we're putting on makeup on top, I'm just making sure it's very well blended. You don't want any like a thick layer on there. You just want it to be super, super thin. Otherwise, you may notice like pilling, creasing, all those types of things. So while moisture there is good before makeup, not too much.
This is so good under makeup. It's a Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. You know, I had spots as a teenager. I had acne. Really bad.
If you know, you know. I love that moisturizer she's using. I have not picked it up again in ages. You know, in my life I've probably gone through like 5 jars of that stuff. It's so nice. It's a really nice thick rich moisturizer. I just checked my collection and I definitely do not have any left, unfortunately, so I thought we'd try something else that kind of sounds like it's got a bit of a similar vibe. This is the Fresh brand. I love this brand for skincare as well. I've always loved everything I've tried from them. I've always liked it. Lotus Youth Preserve Dream Face Cream recovers and resets. Oh, it's an overnight treatment. I'm gonna use it now. Don't care. Powered by Super Lotus, an innovative plant extract that protects skin from daily stresses. Moisturizing whipped formula targets the first signs of aging to preserve youthful looking skin. I'm gonna start using this at night. I'll take it upstairs after this because that just sounds lovely. Cute jar. Gonna use a little bit of this since it is an overnight product. She also puts it all down her chest, but I've got a fresh fake tan on, so I'm not going to. The texture of this is kind of similar to the Tatcha one. Not identical, but oh, it feels very nice. Do you like when I do skincare on camera? Because I could do it more often. I just don't really feel like anyone's interested. And she also has this big roller, which I want one. Where can I get one? That feels literally amazing. Feels a little bit slimy, so I'm hoping it'll sink in a little bit. Makes sense since it's overnight. A lot of the time overnight treatments are a bit slimier in texture. You know, they kind of like sit on your skin, but I'm hopeful.
It's just like a cheap ice roller. I'm doing a lot of traveling at the moment, so these are like a complete godsend. I always have them in my freezer at home. Do you know one big thing that is part of my beauty routine that I did actually before I came here is I plucked my one long chin hair. And I feel like unless you have one of those, are you know, have you come into your womanhood? Putting on some SPF. Just thinking about Rihanna.
Okay, SPF after this, after more facial massage. I find it interesting how she does the ice roller after moisturizers and everything. Like, I would have thought you would have done that beforehand. I'll have to give it a go. Like, maybe it melts everything in better or something. I feel like I'm as depuffed as I'm gonna get right now. She's using like an SPF moisturizer now, like after the other moisturizer. So she's like using 2. She must have very dry skin. I feel like this is a lot, like even for me, and I love being hydrated, but I'm gonna take some sunscreen. She's using a Fenty SPF moisturizer and I now really want to try it. I literally feel like a glazed donut and I feel like there's not a dry fleck of skin in sight. I always put the excess on the backs of my hands.
I just have a little concealer. It's funny because I look back on pictures of myself as a kid and I have dark circles then.
Oh gosh, straight into concealer under the eyes. And I normally have the NARS concealer in my collection, but I can't find it right now. So I've either decluttered it or it's in my friggin' bag somewhere. We'll use another one. This is the Yummy Skin. I'm using shade 4. She uses a decent amount under her eyes and on her eyelids. Like I said, I'm going into this blind. I really hope we're using some foundation today. I'm gonna look like a hot mess. And then she takes a sponge and she uses the Evian, I don't know, water spray. I have it upstairs, but I'm just gonna use this. Does she wet her sponge first or is this all the wetting she's doing? It looked like this was it, so ugh. Lucky these sponges still work pretty good when they're dry because it's essentially pretty much dry. Okay, good. We're going into some foundation. Clear Depot. I don't know. Why is everything so hard for me to pronounce? I don't know how to pronounce that. Let's see how much this foundation she's using costs. $251.01 on Nordstrom, New Zealand dollars. She's in the same
The
sponge.
glam process for Pen, you know a lot about the hair, and the late great Mark Pilcher designed that season, and he said to me, you know, the notes we have for Pen is dowdy.
So she starts like applying it down on her jaw and then kind of goes up. I have to say, my skin looks great. Even this is not bad. I'd have thought, no, maybe I do need the foundation. Back into our half dry sponge. Maybe I'll just treat myself. One thing about using a sponge that's a little bit drier is I feel like it applies a little bit thinner for some reason. Does anyone else feel that way? I just chose a foundation that kind of looks like a similar texture to hers. I mean, I wouldn't know, I haven't tried that other foundation, but it looks about right. Guys, while I'm filming this, it's my wedding anniversary tomorrow. Me and Hamish don't do a lot for wedding anniversaries. We don't do gifts for each other, like barely ever. Gift giving is not our love language to one another. So instead we're just gonna go out for like lunch because we don't have a babysitter to go out for dinner. How are we looking? Looks pretty good. You can still see some imperfections on my face, but let's continue. So she takes a Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette, does a light color all over, like a light brown with her finger, and then does a little light in a corner. I'll just take the lighter brown because it looks kind of similar to the one she's using, I think. Take it on my finger across the lid. Are we not setting anything? Is this it? Now she has the most amazing blue eyes as well. So like they just look amazing with very little eyeshadow anyway, whereas, I don't know, is this a bit more boring on me? Maybe I'll just take the color next to it as well, like a little bit more depth. Oh, is that too dark? I'll mix them together. Yeah, that's probably better. I mean, all things considered, since I'm using my literal fingers, it looks pretty dang good. And then it looks like she does use a little brush for the inner corner, thankfully. Okay. I mean, yeah, it looks fine. Maybe not as blended or whatever, but I just need to fix my concealer because I accidentally wiped it. And then she does the little inner corner and brow bone. Whoops, that's quite full on. I love how this has actually turned into like a video where she's not a super experienced makeup person, because I don't know, it's just like taking me back a few steps. It's simplifying and I'm kind of loving it. Like, I feel like I would do my eyeshadow like that again, just like when I'm in a pinch.
I'm gonna do a little eyebrow pencil. Do you love all the fingerprints on this? Are you obsessed?
I have a huge pimple popping up right there. Amazing. I always have to thicken this tail because it's like skinny compared to the other side.
I do love a boy brow moment.
What's next?
I'm gonna put on more concealer, I think.
More? Okay, queen. Just as well we didn't set it with anything. And it makes me feel like I did something right too, because when I used my fingers to apply the eyeshadow, I definitely like smudged my concealer a little bit. Whatever's left on my thing, I'm just gonna pat around. Right, she's using a little bit of powder. Vogue, where's the link? Where's the affiliate link? I don't know what she's using. I'm just gonna use some translucent powder. She's talking about drag in the video, so I mean, it's fitting. And it looks like she's just like buffing it on, and I'm terrified because she's going on about liquid highlighter. And does that mean we're putting liquid highlighter on top of this? And we'll just do a really little bit under the eye, because that's a lot of concealer. She's using the Charlotte Tilbury version of like these, where they're like a blush highlighter all in one. And the color she's using is the most, oh, she's got highlighter on as well. It's like a pinky flush of color. Maybe I should use this one then, the Emco one. I love all of these, like the Revolution. I actually need to do another order on Revolution to see like what's new, because I often love their stuff. Or I've got the pink one from Revolution. I've also got the blush tapes by Tarte, which I haven't used as much. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at that. That's Peach by Tarte. Berry. This could be a goer. I'm just trying to find like something that looks kind of similar to the color she's using. I feel like hers is a little bit warmer than that. Pink. This is our last ditch effort. Otherwise I'm just gonna have to pick one. Let's just do pink. Or should I do this one? Actually, this one looks the closest. So this is, look how gross that looks. Hydra Bright Cream Blush in pink. Makeup Revolution. There we go. And she just applies it and then blends it out with her finger. I really just want to use a brush right now to get all the edges. Like, I'm just so clumsy with my fingers, I swear. But I won't. And then she used like a little stick highlighter. You know, like the solid ones. These are probably the only ones that I have similar to what she's using now, because most of the time if I'm doing something cream, I'm actually opting more for liquid. I've got a lot of liquid highlighters that I love. So these are the ABH. I've got Drippy and Gold Pink Dahlia and Pink Diamond. It'll definitely be one of these. It's like a goldeny champagne color that she's using. So, oh, this is actually a blush. This was in my highlighter drawer, look. Oh, otherwise I do have my glow sticks from Shaaanxo. That color looks much more similar to what she's kind of using. Let's do this. So this is the shade Tea Cake, and she just draws it on and then uses her finger again to blend. So we're going for a lot of glow today. And she also puts this on her Cupid's bow and some other areas, so I'll just do what she does. I think I've put on too much. I'm loving this though. I sometimes forget to simplify my makeup to, like, you know, just mostly creams like this. And my gosh, it looks stunning. But when are we gonna do mascara? I'm feeling a bit like bald. It doesn't say she's using bronzer, but I feel like you guys can go check the video and tell me if you agree. It looks like she just put a little bit of bronzer over her forehead. Like, I didn't see her put it anywhere else, but it looks just like literally one shade darker than her skin tone. And she put some of this like on the Cupid's bow and just down the nose a little bit. Usually I have bronzer all over my nose because otherwise I just feel like my nose looks huge, but just that little bit of highlighter instead still looks really nice. So hey, that's a new little technique I can try. And I feel like because the foundation went on in a bit of a thinner layer, I don't feel as strange without all the bronzer. But I'm going to take one that's just like a pale kind of shade. P. Louise Cookie Cup is not too dark, and she used a big brush. Now I'm literally speculating because, like I said, Old Mate Vogue is not actually telling me every single product. Mascara. Yes. She's using a Lancome mascara, lengthening and volumizing. I'm just grabbing a random mascara that I have in my collection because I don't have a Lancome. I don't think I have anything Lancome, to be fair. Did you guys see Benefit just launched a new mascara? I probably got it in PR in my room. I need to actually open my PR. Do you guys still like PR hauls? Yeah, I'm interested to try it because I love Benefit mascaras like 9 times out of 10. Oh, I've got a little bit of creasing on my eyelids because of how we used like the concealer and then not really much setting powder. Maybe I'll just smooth it out soon with a bit more eyeshadow. She's applying mascara. Good. I already applied my lash serum this morning. Oh, this is drying out a little bit, guys. It's a little bit clumpy, but still. Can't see if she's got it on her bottom lashes. I don't think she really does. So I guess I'll just do the tops. I'm getting this everywhere, but I'll clean it up afterwards. My lashes are so long right now. I'm obsessed. A little side action too. At this point, I would just love a little bit of like waterline mascara. Waterline eyeliner. Lower lash line mascara would be nice too. Trying not to screw my mascara up. And I did. She's using a red lip pencil. It looks kind of like neutral. Not super pink red, not super orange red. Red lips is not something I normally would just chuck on a day-to-day basis. So far, I actually love this makeup. Even the techniques, like I'd probably change a couple things. Like I'd probably use a bit of powder on my eyelids before the eyeshadow. Although I feel like because we were using these really buttery eyeshadows, they're very silky. They're powders, but they're very silky and buttery, you know. On top of the cream, they just blended almost like creating their own little cream eyeshadow formula. So maybe it wouldn't have blended on so well had we have like set it properly. My eyelashes are bothering me right here. Don't do this at home. I feel like I look weird with no lower mascara on. I feel like my blush, like I feel like I could put a bit more blush on top of the highlighter because the highlighter kind of took over, but that could be user error. And you know, for me, I actually love how like this sounds like a backhanded compliment to her, but it's like low effort, you know. Like I feel like I could just whip this on quickly. I don't mean it in a bad way, I mean it in like a really convenient way when I just wanted to like freshen up. Like I feel like if I wanted to do this whole look quickly, I could, and it still looks very nice, very glowy. I'm probably gonna recreate this look for my anniversary lunch tomorrow, and like I say, maybe with like a mauvey pink lip. Peach blush would also look amazing with this look rather than pink if I wanted to switch it up. I'm using Angie by Carly Bible's brand, The Beauty Bible. I don't know if this is like a very similar color to hers. I feel like it's a very similar undertone at least. I can't tell if it's a little bit darker maybe. Beautiful color. You know what, this look is perfect for Valentine's Day, but you guys aren't even going to see this before Valentine's Day, so I'm sorry. I actually wanted to do a Valentine's Day look this year, but I had a mare last week with technology. My computer broke. I had to send it into the shop. They fixed it so quickly, thankfully. Like, it just kind of like put me out because I was going to film that day. We had a whole lot of stuff going on, but I'm feeling a lot better now. I just feel like last week for me was one of those weeks where like everything just kept going wrong. Like everything. I'm not used to seeing myself with like real intense lip colors. This is Russian Red, the classic MAC red lipstick. I don't hate it. Don't hate it at all. The only item I do have, and I've already oiled my hair today, but you know what? Let's just put some more on. Rub it and then just smooth it through.
Slightly more matte than I wanted, so I'm going to put on a little bit of my Tatcha lip mask.
Lip mask on top. Okay, girl. Let's give this a go on top. Just to make it a little bit more glossy like she said. What do you guys reckon? Do you like it? I think that that is a really nice, gorgeous, glowy makeup look that any of us could recreate at home with the tools we have and with makeup we have already. I think she has some very wise words to say, so make sure you check out her Vogue thing down below. I'll link it. Honestly, everything looks good. I don't have too much creasing considering I don't have a lot of like powder to set the concealer. And I'll tell you what, I feel much younger looking than in my last video. Ooh, when I was wearing this. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Let me know, like I said, what video tutorial look you want me to follow next time, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.